Hello and welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. I'm Bảo Trung from Hanoi, and coming up next we have your top stories.
President Trương Tấn Sang take part in Spring Festival for overseas Vietnamese. Vietnam calls for active contributions to peace, stability in East Sea. Vietnam draws $1.3 billion in FDI in January.
President Trương Tấn Sang on January 31st met with outstanding overseas Vietnamese who are in Vietnam to attend the Homeland Spring program held on the threshold of the Lunar New Year. Held annually, the program is designed to welcome overseas Vietnamese home to enjoy the Lunar New Year festival and has become an important event, demonstrating the Vietnamese Party and state's care for Vietnamese expatriates. President Sang and overseas Vietnamese offered incense at King Thien Palace, the most historically important building in the Thăng Long Royal Citadel complex. This activity aims to bring into play patriotism and national pride among overseas Vietnamese. The state leader and overseas Vietnamese also offered incense to late President Ho Chi Minh and released red carps as a traditional practice in the hope for a prosperous and peaceful nation. Earlier in the same day, President Sang visited the central province of Nghệ An, where he offered incense to late President Ho Chi Minh at the Kim Liên relic site. He also lit incense in memorandum of late Party General Secretary Lê Hồng Phong, who served as a great leader of the party and the Vietnam Revolution. The president then offered incense at the altar of Emperor Mai Hắc Đế, who was the leader of the uprising against the rule of the Tang dynasty in the year 722, which is considered one of the greatest milestones in Vietnam's history. On January 31st, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lê Hải Bình answered reporters' queries regarding Vietnam's response to the U.S. conduct of a freedom of navigation operation within 12 nautical miles of Tri Tôn Island in Vietnam's Hoàng Sa archipelago on January 30th. Bình said, Vietnam once again affirmed indisputable sovereignty over Hoàng Sa, known as Paracel Archipelago, as well as Trường Sa, Spratly Archipelago. As a member country of the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, Vietnam respects innocent passage in territorial waters in line with relevant rules stipulated in international law, especially the Convention and its Article 17, he said. Vietnam called on all countries to actively and pragmatically contribute to maintaining peace and stability in the East Sea and respect international law, said the Foreign Ministry spokesperson. Vietnam attracted more than $1.3 billion in newly registered and additional capital from foreign direct investment projects in January, up more than 100% against the same period last year. More details coming up next. By January 20th, the country granted investment licenses to 127 new projects worth over $1 billion, a year-on-year rise of 157.9%. Meanwhile, 56 projects registered to add $323.4 million, up 19.2%. The disbursement of FDI projects is estimated to reach $800 million, a yearly increase of 23.1%. Overseas businesses pumped investment into 16 sectors, particularly processing and manufacturing, which attracted 58 newly registered projects and over $905 million in both new and additional capital, accounting for 67.8% of the total registered investment in January. During the month, 24 countries and territories poured investment into Vietnam. Singapore took the lead with the total newly registered and additional capital of $295.47 million, accounting for 22.1% of the total amount. It was followed by Malaysia and China. Foreign investors injected money into 29 cities and provinces across the country. Hanoi was the most attractive destination, with 15 newly licensed projects and 7 increasing their capital. worth $243.51 million in total, or 18.2% of the country's total investment. The runner-ups were Southern Dong Nai Province and Ho Chi Minh City, with a respective total newly registered and additional capital of $183 million and $163.43 million. Vietnam saw 8,320 new enterprises begin operations in the first month of 2016, with a total capital of 59.3 trillion Vietnam dong, or $2.7 billion. This represents a 21.2% increase in the number of new businesses and an 87% increase in capital as compared to the same period last year. The General Statistics Office reported that 4,872 firms resumed operations in the month, up 69.6% year-on-year, the highest level in the past few years. However, the number of businesses which have either suspended or shut down their operations in the month was also high. In January, the number of enterprises which have completed disclosure procedures and shut down operations rose by 34.7% to 1,338. Most of them were small size, with registered capital of less than 10 billion Vietnam dong, $456,600 each. Furthermore, companies that have declared a temporary suspension of operations numbered 12,456, up 27.5% year-on-year. Last year, more than 94,750 businesses were established, with total registered capital of 601.5 trillion Vietnam dong, equivalent to $27.46 billion, up 26.6% and 39.1% over 2014, respectively. Meanwhile, more than 9,400 firms dissolved and shut down 0.4% year-on-year. Ho Chi Minh City's Industrial Development Index in 2015 saw higher growth than in previous years, with the ratio of the processing and manufacturing sectors increasing and the labor-intensive and polluting industries decreasing. The Municipal Department of Industry and Trade said Ho Chi Minh City's Industry Development Index rose 7.9% last year compared to 7% in 2014. The processing and manufacturing sectors grew 8%, spearheading the rise in the index. It enabled the creation of 2% more new jobs compared with 2014. The number of new businesses rose by 29%, while closures fell by 3.9%. This year, the city again targets 7% growth overall for industry. To achieve the targets, the department would continue support efforts to reduce the ratio of labor-intensive and polluting industries and promote knowledge-based, high-tech, energy-saving, and environment-friendly industries. Many schools in Ho Chi Minh City are implementing a clean vegetable plantation model as a curriculum to teach their pupils a valuable life skill and the value of hard work. If all goes well, the school also has planned to add these freshly grown veggies to the pupils' daily meals. This is Nguyễn Văn Trỗi Primary School's vegetables garden, spanning over 200 square meters. This pretty green garden is tended to daily by the school's little farmers and their delicate touch. Nearly 300 buckets of seed vegetables have been planted, fully equipped with an irrigation system. They are planted systematically to enjoy the most amount of sunlight. This is an upgraded version of an organic vegetable farm model used by many other schools in the Southern Economic Hub.
Since we first started, both teachers and students have shown great enthusiasm with the project. It also helps the students with many classes, such as biology, since they will be able to experience nature firsthand.
Each class has a designated zone of the garden. During recess in the morning or the afternoon, 2 students from their respective classes will come to tend to their garden. From turning over soil to watering the plants, Such simple tasks seem to capture the youngsters' undivided attention as they gleefully enjoy the work distanced from a life in the city. I learned a lot when tending to the gardens, like planting seeds and watering the plants. I really like it, since I don't usually get to do these things. I feel like a farmer in the big city. I really like growing veggies. I'd never done anything like this before. Not only is this little project bringing joy to the little peoples, the veggie model is introducing a life skill, helping them appreciate the value of labor and teaching them to love nature. As an added bonus, the peoples also get to eat the veggies that they helped grow.
In the near future, we will diversify the type of vegetables to give the kids more varied meals.
Soon the school will expand the garden and diversify it by installing trellises to plant wild gourds and squashes. Moreover, these vegetables will be sold and its revenue directed to a charity fund for fellow disadvantaged peoples. Thanks to favorable weather conditions and growers' traditional skills, flower farms in Ho Chi Minh City are able to supply enough flowers for Tết markets this year.
Despite a diminished area of farming, the Golver flower growing village still remains a traditional supplier of Tết flowers for the city as well as neighboring provinces.
Flower farming requires meticulousness in every step. Thanks to favorable weather conditions this year, we grow some 9,000 bunches of all types to supply the market during the Tết festival.
Just days before the Lunar New Year approaches, the floriculturists are in the final stage of caring for their flowers to ensure they bloom on schedule.
It takes about 60 days on average from the time of sowing to harvest.
In another village located in District 12, the first batches of flowers are about to be brought to the market. These villagers began to grow flowers just 4 or 5 years ago, and now they can earn about 300 million dong on average for each crop. This year we have a total of 20,000 pots of flowers. We have to employ more workers to prepare flowers for the upcoming Tết. Hundreds of thousands of flowers of various types are grown each year to serve the Lunar New Year festival. They are sold here both in bulk to traders and directly to customers. Buyers can stroll around to take a glance at the beautiful flowers available at farms and choose suitable ones for themselves at cheaper prices than they could pay at the market.
And that was the end of our news bulletin. Thank you for your attention. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.